So since spending time at Plum Village, I've come to see the life and teachings of Thich Nhat Hanh within the context of a broader evolutionary movement, one that has brought about major shifts in our world through nonviolent action. And I've been focusing attention on the commitments that carried the civil rights workers and their movement in the United States during the 1960s in relationship to today's life work of reconciliation. And I've also been reflecting on how Mahatma Gandhi's actions, which embodied ahimsa and satyagraha, informed both of these other two. And at the same time, I want to recognize that the global movement for justice and equality through nonviolence is much more expansive than the focus I've held on these three. It includes the long walk to freedom from apartheid in South Africa and the nonviolent work led by Aboriginal leaders and their allies in Australia, and many more examples across the world. And though these movements arose from people rooted in different spiritual traditions, they shared a profound kinship with one another. Each applied understanding, love, and forgiveness as revolutionary pathways to peace. Their practices of compassion were rooted in connection rather than division. And they organized communal, peaceful resistance with a deep trust in the power of global attention and moral witness. And this is a spiritual lineage that understands social transformation as beginning within the individual, which is then expressed through ethical collective action. And I believe that we are called to draw inspiration and skills from this lineage as we seek effective ways to interrupt the hate-filled backlash of power over forces that we see rising in reaction to the progress that these movements made. Ahimsa, meaning without injury, became the foundation for nonviolent action rooted in compassion and respect for all living beings. It is a commitment to minimalize harm, not only in action, but through thought and speech. It invites us to be aware of our own harmful thoughts and to refrain from acting on them or speaking words that cause suffering. Satyagraha emphasizes the power of truth. It is the practice of seeking, holding, and living by truth. Gandhi inspired a global movement of civil disobedience and non-cooperation with oppressive systems. And he called on communities to rise on this power of truth and to resist injustice with dignity. And when the cause is just and the struggle is against injustice, physical force is not necessary to overcome oppression. And Thay teaches that meditation is not only awareness of what is happening in our body, in our feelings, it also includes awareness of what is happening all around us. Meditation and mindful action are not separate. Deep inner awareness is the matrix for genuine compassion and social action. He said that when the bombs fall and suffering arises, one cannot remain isolated. Engagement becomes the practice. And while he was strategizing ways to help end the war that was devastating Vietnam, they wrote a letter to Martin Luther King Jr., urging him to speak out against the United States' involvement in the conflict. And in this letter, Thay offered a powerful insight. He said, "Our enemies are not other humans. Our enemies are the intolerance, fanaticism, dictatorship, cupidity, hatred, and discrimination which lie within the heart of men. I believe with all my being that the struggle for equality and freedom you lead in Birmingham, Alabama, is not aimed at the whites, but only at intolerance, hatred, and discrimination. These are the real enemies, not man himself." And Thay also included in his letter a prayer offered by one of his students. It's, "Lord Buddha, help us to be alert to realize that we are not victims of each other. We are victims of our own ignorance and the ignorance of others." And Dr. King received Thay's appeal, and he did speak out against the war. And Thay's insight that our enemies are not other people is a key to our human evolution. It points us toward a world beyond war. He invites us not to fight one another, but to recognize and transform the true enemies: intolerance, fanaticism, hatred, and discrimination. These forces live in the world, but they also live within our own hearts and minds. We must consciously water the seeds of love, tolerance, respect, and equality that also resides within us. And Dr. King also understood the interbeing of all life. And in his letter from Birmingham jail, he wrote, "I am cognizant of the interrelatedness of all communities. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. We are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied to a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one affects all indirectly." And King's vision of the beloved community mirrors Thay's vision of the next Buddha being a Sangha. The beloved community is not just a peaceful, inclusive community. It is a community in which each being is deeply connected to every other being. And Dr. King saw that nonviolence and reconciliation are not simply tactics, but they are the path to realizing the beloved community. And he strove in every thought, word, and deed to heal the divisions that were breaking up this beloved community. And as John A. Powell reminds us in continuing this work today, he says, "It is not about calling each other out. It is about calling each other in." Living in harmony with the interconnectedness of life is the embodiment of the beloved community.